Are we in there?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay,
girl.
I was like, oh no.
It worked. Awesome.
I know.
Wait,
I was
okay.
like,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Because, like,
Can you?
yes, I can hear you. Like, you can hear me, like, clear?
Yeah, really
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Girl, I was nervous. My heart was pounding. I was like,
Me too. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. I've never done.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like,
I've done
I
a live.
never.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Oh, so like, I never added anybody on Instagram Live, so I was like,
Like, I've done it by myself, but not like with anybody else.
right. I was like, oh no, okay. I was like, yeah, girl, I was just nervous. I'm like, oh no.
Me
Like,
too. I'm over here like, because I just got back from my parents' house like probably 20 minutes ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even looked at my notes, but it's okay. Like,
it's okay. Like honestly, we're just going, just going with the
just like
flow because
yesterday.
it's just
Yeah.
right, just like right. So basically, let me introduce everybody to you. So this is
Okay.
my girl Bree. If you guys don't
Hey.
know, we went to college together, Miami University, and man, let me tell y'all guys this. Like, she is the most God-fearing woman I've ever met. She is
Thank
so
you.
motivational, so
Thank you.
confident, so loving. Like, I can't even explain. Like,
Thank you.
honestly,
I
like,
appreciate it.
if you guys need anything from her, like,
I
you're
got you.
the person. Yeah,
I got
like,
you.
you're the person to go to.
I'm here.
No,
Yes.
right, no lie.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, I come to you today, like, just to talk about gratitude because I see that in your content and just the way you are, like, you are just filled with gratitude and you're just, like, connected with God. And I'm like, man, how does she do it? Honestly,
Yeah.
like, that's what I always ask myself. So,
Can we just like pray? Like, I'm just, like,
yeah,
I'm
girl,
super,
yeah, totally,
so
totally,
can
totally.
can we just like, just take a minute to just like pray over this
Yes.
thing? Okay. Do you want to pray or do you want me to pray?
You, because I feel like you're.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a short little prayer. So
all right.
thank you guys for joining us. I'm just going to pray really quick and nothing too spiritual. So God, we just thank you for this day. I thank you for Leticia, and I thank you for the opportunity for her just allowing me to just get on here and speak. And I pray that you would just put the words in my mouth, God, for whoever's on this live, God, that needs to hear what I have to say. God, I pray that you would give Leticia the words, God, and just give her wisdom, just give her knowledge. And I pray that you would just let your hand just be on us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen, girl.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to shed light,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So first things first, like, what does gratitude mean to you? Like, how would you define gratitude? Because I know for everybody it's different.
Right.
So
for me,
what does it mean to you?
For me, gratitude, I think I'm writing a book right now. I talked to you about this a little bit. I think I find gratitude in really just allowing myself to just feel, right? So I recently like went through a breakup, and it was really hard to kind of get through. It was hard to really just process because I had been with this person for so long, like 12 years, right? And like when you break up with someone that you've been with for so long, it just feels like that person, it's like it's almost like they died.
Hard. Right.
Yes. And it was like the emotions were draining. Just it was super hard. So I just found gratitude in just writing. Like I don't know, one night I was super emotional and I really just started writing in my journal. And I literally just wrote down all of my feelings, all of my emotions, just in that moment. That way, when I look back, like I would never forget that place,
Right. Yeah.
And so I found gratitude like in writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like in that season of like my breakup, I had to find gratitude because if I didn't, like I was gonna fall. Like you know what I mean? Like I fell into depression, I fell into anxiety, and it was like that was a hard place for me. Like it was super hard. And I don't know, like through the depression and through the anxiety, I just realized like, like I have to pick myself back up because no one else is gonna do that for me, Right, yeah. And so I found like I found my insecurities in that moment. And the place that I'm in now, I just really find gratitude through those insecurities because they allowed me to really just appreciate who I was as a person.
Right. Yeah, I get that totally. Especially like going back to when you were writing down your feelings.
Yeah.
I did that as well because it was a way for me to cope, you know?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really speak out my emotions. And
Yeah.
plus, I kind of hate it.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
gonna lie.
Vulnerability, yes.
Yeah. So, just writing it down and then kind of looking back, like, wow, I accomplished so much stuff, and
Yeah.
just being able to express yourself in writing. And like, have you ever encountered like where you're at, like you feel some sort of emotion and you just couldn't like explain it or write it down?
Yeah, like it was almost like depression for me. Like I
Right.
was depressed and I didn't even realize I was depressed. Like it just
I've been there.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
for me, like I was just like, man, why do I feel like this? Like 1 minute I'm good, I'm cool. But then it was like
Right.
the next minute I would be emotional. I would
It
be crying.
hits.
Like, yes. And
Right.
like I would be like, this sounds crazy. I would go out on dates, like just like in the beginning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a date and I just shut down because it was like, yo, like
It's weird.
yes, like I
It's
don't know how.
weird. Like, I'm not used to this type, you know?
Yeah, I wasn't used to someone like giving me like attention the way that he was giving me attention, like admiring
Right.
my beauty. Just you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of
So
like,
it's
wait,
weird to
like,
take in, yes. Hold up.
right.
Yeah.
So, with gratitude, do you think it kind of like displays humbleness in some way, shape, or form?
Definitely. I think that if you've been in a low place
Mm-hmm.
or you've been through something, it kind of helps you appreciate like it helps you appreciate who you are, right?
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like okay, so I can talk about my relationship a little bit. So in my relationship, like I was like, yo, like we've been together for 12 years, like we're gonna
Like,
get
it's
married.
time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like it's time. Like I'm gonna marry this man or he's gonna marry me, you know? And
Right.
the breakup really humbled me because it showed me like you may be good, but
Mm-hmm.
that person may not be good, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And so I feel like in that relationship, I probably should have taken more time to really just like give him time to just breathe rather than like, what's wrong? Like, is everything okay? You know what I mean? Like all the
Right.
time.
Right.
And really, because he was a very, like, he's very to himself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's perfectly fine. And I think for me, like, the breakup kind of humbled me to just like realize like not everybody is like you. You
It's
know what I
like
mean?
that. Yeah, it
Yes.
takes time.
Yeah. And
So,
like
like,
not
oh,
everybody
my
can be
bad. Go ahead.
positive. No, you're good. Like not everybody can be positive, right? So
Right. Yeah. So,
yeah.
with gratitude, is it
Yeah.
hard to be consistent like all the time? Like, have you ever just like, you started, but at the same time, you weren't always like on the same track? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, yeah, like I think it's hard to like show gratitude to people when you feel stuck yourself, right? Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
like if I see, I don't know, let's say like a woman gets married, right? Or
Right.
like she's in this great relationship, right? Like I feel like we
Right.
as women sometimes it's like, well, dang, like I'm over here trying to be right. Like I'm over here trying to do what I'm supposed to do. And
Mm-hmm.
this person gets this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think like in those seasons, like it goes back to like the insecurities, like remembering who you are and that like
Mm.
only you can walk your journey, right? Like I feel like God has
Right.
a different plan for everybody.
Of
And
course.
so
Definitely.
yes, and so I feel like with that, like I feel like sometimes it could be hard to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember like, okay, I have my own journey that I have to walk on. And
Right.
like I have to help somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I find gratitude. And it's just like life is not going to be horrible forever. Like I'm not going to be alone forever, you
It's
know? So
short term. Yeah.
yes,
And I heard
yes,
that in the, like, honestly, in the Bible somewhere. I'm like, no joke. I think
yeah.
it was like, I want to say yesterday or
Uh-huh.
the day before. Like,
Oh
I
wow.
have the Bible app on my
Uh-huh.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then it said that, just negative thoughts or weeping is just temporary. But the next day you'll
Yes.
find joy. I'm like,
Yes.
all right,
Yes. And
that's a confirmation that anything, like, it won't last forever, you
yeah.
know?
And I had like
Mm-hmm.
posted an Instagram video yesterday and I just woke up and like I've been waking up with so much joy lately. Like, I don't know.
That is good.
I can't
That's
explain
good.
it. Like, yes, like I can't explain it. And it's just like I get up and it's because I have goals. Like, I feel like sometimes people can't find gratitude in their life because they feel like they're not going anywhere. They feel stuck, right? Like
Okay.
let's say like they don't have a vision. Like they're just
Right.
waking up day and going day by day. Like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, right?
Right.
So I met with a friend the other day and he was talking to me like about my goals and like my dreams and vision, and it really just fueled me. So I feel like if you find that consistent person that's on you, like, yo, what are you doing today? Like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Like,
right. What's your purpose? Like, just.
yes. I feel like you'll be able to wake up with purpose and with gratitude. Like, you'll be thankful for the breath in your body. You'll be thankful that you're able to live another day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, I always tell my friends, like, I always ask them, like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Because you don't want to be in the same place 5 years down the road.
5 years, exactly. You
Yes.
have to be determined and live life with purpose, and just, like be, like not be in the same place the whole time, because you're not doing anything with your life. You have so much to live, and life is short.
So
it is
short.
super
It's
short.
it's like this. Like, it's the same thing. Like, show like expressing gratitude in this time that we're in right now. Like, how are you finding gratitude in this COVID-19 place that we're in?
Right. I feel like it's a perfect time to do that, like right now, but it's so hard because of all the distractions that we have going on. And we fill our minds with that distraction, and I guess it kind of blinds us. And okay, what do I need to do? I don't know what to do. So, like, what do you recommend people to do in order to be like grateful for stuff?
What do I recommend people to do to be grateful?
Yeah, to start being grateful.
I mean, I think it's as simple as you woke up this morning. Like, there are people in the hospital because they woke up with COVID-19, the coronavirus. Like, we should be great because we never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, somebody could come to our door and, like, I don't know, somebody could break into your house, like, and you could be gone just like that. You know? And I feel like we can't take our lives for granted. Like, we have to live almost as if like we may not have another day. Like, I wake up every morning and I'm just like, God, thank you for giving me another opportunity to breathe. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have to wake us up in the morning, you know? And so I think, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I just agree with you. I'm like, right, because honestly, God could go like this and you're done.
Yes. And it's like, there are so many people who do so many bad things, and God gives them another opportunity to make that up the next day, to get right the next day, you know?
Okay.
And like, you're hyping me, stop.
Right, like,
you know, but like, it's so real. Like, there are kids in a hospital room that may not make it to their 27th birthday. They may not make it to their 30th birthday. You know what I mean?
Real.
Like, there may be single women in the hospital who may never get married. And we're over here like, we have all these resources. We have social media. We have the internet.
Right.
We have family, and we take that for granted. Like, even with like church, right? Like, we can't just get up and go to church now. Like, we're in the house quarantined. Like, like, even for myself, like, I find gratitude in going to church because I had a free will before, but now that it's been taken away, it's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm really thankful for my church. I'm really thankful for the freedom that we have. Like, that's where I'm showing gratitude right now, just in the places that I've lost. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, just being grateful for the things that I have.
Yeah. Is it always materialistically that you have to be grateful for stuff? Or can it also be emotion and what you're thinking of? Or, you know what I mean? Because I know materialistically it doesn't last forever. And at the same time, that could be kind of bad if people focus on material stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to take that when we die, you know?
Right. We can't take it to the grave. Like,
right.
Yeah.
We can't. So, does gratitude always have to surround itself with material stuff?
I mean, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think gratitude. I'm trying to think of like what I'm trying. I think that. I mean, it could just be your peace, like your peace of mind.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I think that, like that's number one for me, honestly. Like if you have peace in your mind, like you're gonna be able to go about your day and not have like a stroke or something, right? Like or not
Right.
end up getting yourself sick in like the long run. Like I find gratitude in sitting in my bed every night and just having peace enough
Mm-hmm.
to go to sleep, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Right. And going back with like your relationship and stuff,
mm-hmm,
I know people who are like single in a relationship and
mm-hmm,
just everything overall.
mm-hmm,
And people cannot still find gratitude. Like I see single people who are like miserable, and in
mm-hmm,
desperate need of finding somebody and
mm-hmm.
have trouble in finding gratitude. Just,
Yeah.
just living their life on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I still see that with people who are together or in a relationship and whatnot. So do
Mm-hmm.
you think gratitude varies or it's different for people who are single or in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, married, or like what is your
Mm-hmm.
perspective?
So I think gratitude varies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that let me think. So I think if you're single, gratitude may be different than if you're in a relationship or like a marriage, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think when people are in a relationship, like their gratitude may be different, right? Because
Right.
they may be relying on that other person to show them gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
but then that may lead them to becoming upset because that person's not living up to that gratitude.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? But
Yes.
like for single people, like I feel like we kind of have to find gratitude within ourselves. Like we have to kind of push ourselves. Does that make sense? Like
It does. Mm-hmm.
I feel like in order for us to keep going, like we have to find gratitude in our confidence, right? Like we can't I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to explain. Like I feel like if you have a significant other, that support may help
Mm-hmm.
versus like the single person who like doesn't may not have that support. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, I feel like so like it depends on the people around them,
I
really.
agree. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
And
agree.
how that can motivate them to, you know, what can lead them to towards gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and how, it can change your life really.
Yeah.
And do you think like that's possible that gratitude um, can change your life in some way, shape, or form and can lead you towards something different, completely different where you didn't think before or otherwise?
Mm-hmm. I think that I mean, and this goes back to being like spiritual. I think that like
Mm-hmm.
if you're grateful for where you are and you're grateful for the things that you have and you don't take them for granted, like doors are going to open up for you
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing life like this. Sorry, you can't see my hands. You're seeing life like this rather than just like, oh my gosh, my life is horrible, or just seeing life like one way. Like,
Right.
I believe that like I don't even know. I don't want to necessarily say karma. Like I believe that's real,
Mm-hmm.
but like I believe you get what you put out. Like if you're
That's
giving
true. Mm-hmm.
gratitude, like you're gonna get that back in return. Like let's go back
I
to like the
agree.
relationship aspect. Like if you're showing someone gratitude, they have nothing more than to give that back to you. Like there's
Right.
it's just like if you're a good person and you're positive all the time and like
Mm-hmm.
you I don't know, let's say you post or you encourage or you inspire, like
Mm-hmm.
then let's say you have like somebody in your life who is just being negative toward you, like for no reason, right?
Right.
Like there's gratitude missing in their life because
Mm-hmm.
like there's nothing that you're doing that can that can make them act that way toward you. Does that make sense? Like
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Like always, like something is missing, like what you said, something is missing in their life.
yes.
Excuse me, they lack resources and,
Mm-hmm.
just having that positive mindset because honestly, they encounter stuff, either emotion, distractions, just extra noise.
Mm-hmm.
And they're acting on emotion.
Yes.
We act on the flesh instead of in the spirit.
Yes. I want to ask you a question. Or I want to
yes, yes.
Okay. So that just got me super excited. Okay. So you were talking about like emotions, right?
Yes.
So like, what is one way that you've been like emotional and you had to find gratitude in like your emotions, like an emotional aspect?
Man. Okay. So honestly, I'm a mom. I'm a wife as well, so I counter different emotions.
Yes. More power
so
to you. Yes.
So it's like, just
like,
man, right. So when I encounter emotions, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't act on them, but like I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm
and we all do.
I know you're right, because I know like my flesh, I'm weak.
Yes.
So I've been working on, just when I encounter emotion, I will, just step back and accept it. Whether it's positive or negative, I will accept that emotion, whether if it's anger, depression, sadness, whatever it is, accept it, not act on it, and then just move on.
Right.
If that makes sense. So, because I encountered this, I was meditating actually one day, and that meditation actually just said similar to what I said. Just analyze that emotion that you have going on in your mind.
Yeah.
Analyze it, accept it, and move on.
Yeah.
Like, don't do anything, don't act on it, because if you act on it, that's when, your your flesh gets weaker and weaker and weaker, because it's a challenge.
Yes. So like, what do you say to people who feel like they can't, like they just feel stuck? Like, what do you say to like has there been an experience in your life to where you've just felt stuck, like you were in your emotions like deep and you were just like, I don't know how I'm gonna find myself, like I don't know how I'm gonna get myself out of this?
Oh yeah. There was one where it was depression, really, and I think that depression is the hardest one to get out to, because it's real.
It's real.
It is so real. And I didn't know that until probably like right after I had my daughter. So before I had my daughter, in college, really, I was the type of, just motivator, uplifting. When I encountered one of my friends who had depression, I'm like, what are you sad for? You had so much to live. Like, depression ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to say I took it as a joke, because I knew it was serious, but I never experienced it.
Yes.
So for me, after I had my daughter, I almost felt like God gave me a different perspective. Like, okay, you never experienced this, so now the tables have turned. So now you have depression. And so during that depression, I felt stuck.
Yeah.
Like you dig a hole so deep that you can't get out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, it just hits you like a bus. So how I got out was support, honestly. Whether it was, writing affirmations, and I didn't take it seriously. I just, just over my head. I didn't care, because I know, like, I heard it before. It doesn't get to me, because when you're at that position, you feel nothing. Right. Like, you don't care about anything.
Yeah.
But when you're consistent, that's where things change. And though you hate hearing it, your mind will eventually believe that. When you start writing it, and when you start, saying it in the mirror, just multiple times, and saying it like you really mean it.
Yeah.
And just, just going through that emotion, and eventually just accepting it, and then again just moving on from it. It's not easy. It's definitely hard. It's practice. It's a workout for your mind. Totally.
Yes. So like were you gonna say something? I don't want to
Oh,
interrupt.
no.
Okay. So, like, you were talking about consistency, right?
Right.
And, like, that word, like, stuck in my head. So, like, talk to, like, the women. You were talking about postpartum depression and how consistency was, like, a big part of your routine.
Yes.
So, like, do you feel like consistency, like, women should be, like, do you feel like women should create, like, a consistent routine before they
Absolutely.
have kids? Or, like, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely. 100%. Because before then I was like motivational and uplifting, but I didn't have that consistent routine. Like,
Gotcha.
I had that, personality, but I didn't do anything else. So I would definitely suggest women, just do affirmations, do something that you love, that you enjoy, read the Bible,
Yeah.
just do, like, you have to strengthen your mind, spirit, and faith. Those are 3 components that I think are really, really important. Because when you have those 3 components and they are strong, no challenge will be hard for you.
Yes.
But granted, there will be a challenge that will test all 3 of those.
Yes.
And
for sure. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like,
and yeah.
Go ahead.
So, like, if they challenge one of those 3 or all 3 of those, and you eventually, give up or you're defeated, that same challenge will present itself over and over and over until, you change something or you strengthen your mind, faith, and spirit, and then, just try to accomplish it and just try not to accept defeat, because you shouldn't be able to just accept it like that, because if you accept it, then you're just giving up and just letting it beat you. So
you feel like if you don't, like, take control of, like, basically it's in your mind, right?
Everything is mindset. Sadness, pain is mindset. Just negative stuff is everything is all the mindset, and even what you say can make an impact. So, like, you have to, man, my husband tells me this, I could just hear him, like, it's all on the words and what you say. Even jokingly, because, I hear some people say, oh, I'm broke. No, because you're wishing that upon yourself. You're wishing that upon yourself. So, if anything, say that you are financially challenged, because a challenge is only temporary. So, just because words are very, very impactful. So just, just watching your words and then strengthening your mind as much as you can will benefit you in the long run.
I believe that. So for you, like, when did the postpartum, like, when did that hit you? Like, did you know it was coming, or, like?
No, not at all. For postpartum, for me, man, I would say, I want to say a couple months in, couple to a few months in. I want to say at least 2 to 3. And I didn't know I had it until way later on. And see, I'm not the type of person who admits to that kind of stuff, because I think that's very personal, and I feel vulnerable about that. So for me, how it all started was, just negative thoughts and all. And I just thought, like, man, I'm a mom. There's certain standards to be a mom. I can't do this alone.
Right.
And it's hard because everything changes. Your sleep changes, your whole routine when you were, just without a kid, it changes.
Right.
So now you have to adjust everything.
Right.
So that adjustment definitely got me, and it was hard because you have to take care of a child, So yeah, I would say during like 2 to 3 months is where it started. And again, at first it was just negative thoughts, but then I felt useless.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I wasn't good enough, or I shouldn't, be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept telling myself that over and over and over. And it's crazy how your mind instantly believes negative stuff, but when you
Yes.
say something positive,
Yes.
it almost like hesitates, like,
Wait a
that's
minute.
not true.
Right.
Like, what are
You're
you
supposed to
talking
be
about?
negative.
Yeah. Like, you said this
Yes.
negative stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
what? So it
Yes.
kind of like confuses your mind
Mm-hmm.
when you say something positive.
Yeah.
So during that time, that's where it all started. Like you would say something motivational to me, like, nah,
No.
I don't,
Right.
like miss me with that,
Right. Yes. Yes.
Um, but yeah, it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then just during that time, it got worse. And what I noticed that it was postpartum was the negative thoughts, the negative emotions, the way I felt, it was consistent.
Yeah.
And then there were days where, I'd be, happy one day, happy, and, just
Happy
chill.
with a mask.
Happy,
Yes.
right. Happy one day.
Yeah.
And then the next day, just like right back at it. It's like I took 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super challenging.
Yeah.
It was hard. Like
Yeah.
it's real, and
Mm-hmm.
I know not a lot of women have postpartum, and for
Mm-hmm.
those who don't, man, you're blessed. you're
Right.
you're really
Gratitude,
blessed.
right?
Yes,
Gratitude.
you're right.
Yes.
You're blessed.
Yes.
But yeah, it's something really real,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized it till later on, like, okay, I need to admit to myself that I have it.
Right.
And as weird as it sounds, I'm grateful for it because
Mm-hmm.
now I realize what it feels like,
Mm-hmm.
and I can accept it, and then I can also help others as well, which is something that I really want to do.
Yeah.
And because it's something really serious, and your mind it's something that it's strong,
Yeah.
but it's vulnerable as well.
Very vulnerable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to think like we have the left side of the brain and we have the right side of the
Right
brain,
side.
and they're
Yep.
consistently like battling, you know?
Right.
So I wanted to ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
How would you how would you advise someone who's facing depression or like anxiety? Like, what was your biggest, like, what do you think was like your rescue? Like, what helped you?
Honestly, my husband was my rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just your peers, just who
Yeah.
you have around yourself
Mm-hmm.
is super important. I know there's things that you don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
to people close around you because you don't want them to worry.
Yeah.
And I completely understand that. I honestly, to this day, even my
Yeah.
parents they don't
Yes.
know anything because I don't want
Yes.
them to be worried.
Right. It's just like a weird like vulnerability, and it's like
Where
I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
I don't
I
want
don't know.
you, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't want you to worry about anything. Like, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm fine. Though it was lies,
We
but
good over
we
here.
good.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, honestly, he was my support system, and
Mm-hmm.
God bless him. He has a heart of gold.
Yeah.
So I would say your peers definitely play a major role. Talking to somebody
Yeah.
and being honest with them about how you feel, just going to them
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot. And again, going back to affirmations are super important.
Mm-hmm.
That I know, granted, I need to do still.
Yeah, like I was gonna ask you, like you keep like mentioning like your affirmations or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are some things that, because like some people may not know, like because you can be like non-spiritual and do affirmations too.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
what are some things that you do?
So like for affirmations, just to clear like what affirmations are,
Mm-hmm.
is it's something that you say to yourself in order to trick your brain. Because
Yeah.
like I said before, your brain accepts more negative stuff than positive stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to say basically just, I am healthy. I am grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I am blessed.
Yes.
I am, just so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Just things that you want to accomplish or things that you want to be, say it.
Yes.
And then saying it over and over and over will trick your mind into believing it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
So, like, so you want to have your mind to the point, like, okay, my mind is so strong that when it hears something negative, it'll be like, what? That's not true. You're blessed, you're grateful, you're healthy, you're successful, you're all this and you're all that. Like, why would you accept this negative thought? It's not true. You know, you want to have your mind like that. You want to have it that strong.
And it's like, it's so crazy because like last night I was like editing my book, and it kind of took me back to like my emotions that I felt in my breakup.
Yeah.
Because when I went through my breakup, I immediately started writing. Like, that's how I found like gratefulness, right? And like gratitude. And so I was reading the first chapter, and it like low-key took me back to like where I was, because I was insecure about like my voice. I was insecure about certain things about myself. And like now I'm more confident than I was, you know? And so last night I was like, yo, like, I don't want to get back to that place. Like, I don't want to like fall back into like anxiety or like depression about these things. So like, I was like, I need to do affirmations. Like, yes, I'm like spiritual, and yes, I like pray, but like, I need to start speaking these things like out loud
into existence.
Yes. And so like one of the things for me was like, I am confident. I will speak one day. Like, I will transform people. I will feed my own self. Like, just little things like that. Like, I will be positive consistently. Just little things like that. And like, it really helped me today. Like, okay, it's really helping me believe what I'm saying and believe what I'm
and
thinking.
that's always good to have affirmations close by to you. You know, just have them somewhere where you can see it, or take it with you somewhere.
Yes.
Because there'll be days where your mind will just wander, and then it's in our subconscious.
All the time.
Yeah. That we just, you know, our mind is like, hey, you know, remember when you broke up with your boyfriend? Remember with this temptation, with this person? Remember who tried to hit you up, or so and so? Remember your best friend who, like, you're not friends with anymore? Or remember, like, this event? You know, just different negative stuff that it will just out of nowhere just pop up in your head and be like, man, what now?
Right. Like, I don't know where to go from here. Like, do you feel like certain things that like people you're around consistently like trigger you, and you have to remind yourself like,
oh yeah,
wait a minute,
absolutely.
I have to be like thankful.
Absolutely. There'll be times, honestly, again, I act on emotion sometimes. And because it's just like,
girl,
it's just a response that you just can't
like,
help it.
Yes.
It's just automatic.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, I shouldn't have acted the way I should have.
Right.
Because it's tough when you act in the flesh and not in the spirit. Because in the spirit, you're like, calm down, relax.
Girl, my flesh will take me here. And I gotta, for real, people are like, oh, you're so nice. I am nice, like, I am kind, but I have another side that I will not speak to you. I will not look at you. Like, I will cut you off. Like, like that. Because I don't, like, a thing for me is, like, if you disrespect me once, we're good. Like, I can deal with that. Like, but you're not gonna do it again. Like, once that's the second time comes, we're done. We're done. Nope.
No.
Nope.
No. Like, I'll let you know instantly, like, okay, you know what, like, yeah, it's cool once, but the second time,
nah,
forget it.
Because you're not real at that point, like, because they're starting to show their true colors, you know? And so, like, I mean, like, for me, like, one way I show gratitude in that is, like, okay, I need to know who in my circle is for me, and I need to stay there. You know what I mean? And so, like, and I've done that the past, like, 3 years. I've really just sat back and watched, and I'm just like, yo, like, I'm so grateful for the place that I'm in. I'm grateful that I let those people go, and I didn't hold on to them. Like, I found gratefulness in letting people go, because, like, I'm happy. Like, when you surround yourself, like, you were talking about support. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you surround yourself with people who are for you, like, they're supporting you, they love you, like,
It's different.
it's a different vibe.
Different. Mm-hmm. Like, you can
Yeah.
do things that you never thought you could.
Yes. It's
They
like,
give you, mm-hmm.
yes, life is limitless when you, it's
Right.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that was actually my other question. Like, when you start being grateful for stuff, will that eventually, like, will that make you lose people at the end?
Mm.
Or will that,
That is
you
so
know?
good. That is so good. Yes.
Will
Okay.
that, like, will you encounter stuff that, you know, it's hard in letting go, but at the same time, it'll be beneficial for you in the long run?
Yes. Sorry, I was like screaming in your ear, but I just like,
That,
I'm
no,
like,
you're
yes,
fine.
girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So finding gratitude in like basically losing people. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Like losing
So
people.
I actually had a situation recently, within the last like year. I had a friend, and it was almost like I couldn't be myself without offending her.
Mm.
And I'm just a very sarcastic person, and like I'm very humble,
Right.
but like the friend made it a point to tell me I was like arrogant, right?
Oh. Okay.
And I was just like being like I was just being super sarcastic, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I don't know, it was almost like it just rubbed me the wrong way. And that's like that was my first moment when I was realizing like, yo, you have to protect your own heart. Like people can't tell you
Mm.
who you are, you know?
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I continued to like the friendship continue to continue. But then I started because I'm like maybe I was a little harsh because
Right.
I'm very 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 forward. Like
Direct.
I yes, very much so. And I'm working on like my words, but I'm still
Mm-hmm.
gonna be myself, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so after that situation, I like kind of stepped back and I was like, was I rude? Like was I being like whatever?
Mm-hmm.
But I really wasn't, you know? And so
Okay.
just down the line some other stuff like happened and I'm just like no, like
Mm-hmm.
this is not only me, like
Right.
you need to do some self-checking too, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect, like I'm not whatever, you know, but
Right.
one thing I do know about myself is I'm very humble. Like
Mm-hmm.
I will reach my hand out in a second to snatch somebody up and help them if they need help. Like
Right.
I will do my best, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't put people down because I don't believe in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like I found gratitude in just allowing that friendship to go because
Okay.
I think it was time. Like sometimes you outgrow people. Like that's just real. That's realistic,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
real.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just right now where I am currently, like I'm finding gratitude in it's basically like shedding off dead weight, right? Like
Yeah.
let's say you're in the gym, like you get this because
Mm-hmm.
you work out. You're in the
Yes.
gym and I don't know, let's say you're lifting 10-pound dumbbells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, those dumbbells are like, that's easy. Like, that's like dead weight,
Oh,
right?
not right.
Girl, like, that's easy, right? So
That's
then,
nothing.
yes. So then it's like, okay, I know that I need to get rid of those dumbbells. I need to go higher. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say you're working out with somebody who does the 10 pounds. Well, now you may need to work out with a trainer because you're getting stronger, right?
Right.
And so that's how I'm like viewing my gratitude in this season with like friendships and people I'm surrounding myself with. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to go higher. Like, and that doesn't mean be higher than anybody else, but it's like
Right.
I have goals. I'm trying to go to the next level. So I have
Right.
to surround myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay with letting people go now. You know?
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest thing for somebody is to let people go.
Yes, it's
Because,
so
you
hard.
know, you had so many years with a friendship
Mm-hmm.
and just letting that slip away is still it hurts, you know,
It hurts
because
because
you're
you're
like,
connected.
man, we've been through some stuff for so long, and yeah, it hurts. And do you ever feel like tempted to reach back with them and be like, hey, you know, like, have you ever, like,
Yes, like
you have?
yes, because like I love people, right? And I don't
Mm-hmm.
ever want to do harm to anybody. Like whether we have a past or not, like you could literally drag me through the mud and I'm still going to check up on you. Like, yo, are
Right.
you good? Or if I don't check up on you, I'm still going to pray for you. Like my people are
Mm-hmm.
always going to be my people, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so for me, yeah, like that's happened recently like with that same friend, like I wanted to reach out because I know she's going through things. I just know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I wanted to reach out, but I feel like God almost just stopped me. And he was like, you can't build her. You can't fix her. Like,
Ooh.
she has to look to me because I try to rescue people. And we can't fix other people.
Right.
So
you can't change them.
You can't. And like, if they want better, they're going to do that for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm learning is with letting people go, I have to take my hand off of the life raft. Like, I have to let them do them so that they can turn to God. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because I could be standing in God's way when he's trying to get their attention. You know?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't want to be in the way, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'd be like, you know what?
That's the hardest part for me is just like, not being able to reach out. Like, because I still care about her, like 110%. Like, I do. I really care about her, but it's like, I can't. Because God is like, you need to work on you. You know?
Yeah. And with that, do you think with gratitude, would like focusing on you, would that almost count as selfish to some people?
So, yes. Like, are you saying like people might view me as being selfish?
Yeah.
I think yes. But I also think if someone is like, let's say you're like trying to find gratitude in being alone or focusing on yourself. Like, I feel like if that person respects you enough, like, they're going to respect you and they're going to respect your space.
Right.
You know? And they will understand, like, yo, like, my girl is, like, trying to focus on herself. Like, she's trying to fix herself. And, like, that might show them, like, okay, maybe I need to, like, focus on me too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I feel like focusing on yourself is super important than, you know, because we're all used to, even myself included, that we try to focus, we, you know, just ignore everything else that's important to us and focus on the other person. That we forget to, that we just lose track of ourselves.
Yeah.
And ourself is way more important because you have to, you know, you have to improve, you have to just strengthen everything that you have, your mindset, everything.
Yeah.
And we just sometimes just lose focus on that. So
yeah. I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
I think we have like 10 minutes and then Instagram like cuts us off. I think they give everybody
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Yes. So we'll do 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay. So, like, has gratitude like shown you elements of yourself in any way?
Oh, totally. Totally. Patience, I feel like is one. Patience.
Yes, girl.
Because I know I lack patience because I'm the one who has like a temper. And so like when you come at me is like, bruh, don't press my hot button.
Yo, like it's not time, like
right.
No.
So definitely patience is one. And honestly just analyzing everything and just opening my eyes to what's around me.
Yeah.
And honestly, like again, just basically the people who you have surrounded, who you're surrounded by. People who are either uplifting you or putting you down, or it's like negativity or temptation.
Yeah.
You know? So just like analyzing like, okay, and it almost gives you like different paths. Like, okay, I have to choose one and I have to try to stay consistent.
Yeah.
And just, you know, just try to go as far as I can because I know it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being grateful for that and then also the emotions that I encounter.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I accept these emotions, positive or negative, and then just moving forward with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here because I don't want Instagram to shut us
Girl,
down
we don't
or
need
anything.
to get shut up.
All right, so tell everybody what you have going on in your life right now.
What I have going on in my life. Okay, so so for me, like I love fitness. It's just like the gym is my happy place. Like I can go in there and I feel like I'm like on top of the world. Girl, like I could be like the smallest person in the gym and like it's just like my safe zone, you know?
Right.
And so fitness definitely, like I have this business idea that I want to do with fitness for people who don't like the gym or they have a hard time being in the gym or like they just struggle like in their mindset, right?
Right.
And so that's one thing that I have going for me. I'm working on that. I'm like working on like writing this thing out. I have this whole facility that I want to like build.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I have this whole like plan. I might connect with you like later, but
yes, girl. Okay.
It's gonna be awesome, and it's going to come to pass. Like I've been speaking on that too. Like I will build this facility. And like I believe my partner, whoever it is, like he's gonna come. We're gonna be together. Like he's gonna add to me. I'm gonna add to him. Like it's a whole thing. So waiting on my king, my husband.
Yes. Yes.
So
speak it to existence.
Oh, every day I do. Like I love my single place that I'm in. I absolutely love it. But I know the person for me, he's gonna just add.
It's out there,
and it's just gonna make sense. Like I feel it. I do. And so
that's great,
girl. I'm like in the meantime, I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna get ready for him. Like God has a plan. The next thing for me is just like inspiring. Like I want to eventually like be a mentor or like a life coach. And so I'm working with a guy right now, and he's a life coach. So yes, like I'm gonna try to eventually like get to that point.
Right.
So,
all right.
And then of course my book, I'm trying to get that published by June or July.
Totally.
Girl, it's like I feel it in my hands, and it's like I need to release this. Like I have to. So
you have to.
Yes. How about for you? Like what's going on in your life?
Man, shoot, a lot of good things, man.
Yes.
I have my own social media marketing agency up and running.
Yes.
So I'm really grateful for that. I'm working with another person who's with social media marketing and then with realtors. So I'm really blessed for that opportunity, and I'm really grateful for that.
That's
then
awesome.
I also want to do like, motivational speaking and just helping.
And you will.
Yeah, and just helping women finding their purpose in life and just helping them get through what I went through.
Yeah.
And just, just giving them something to live for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Yes. And you will, like, I know, like you're just a great person, and you just have like you're welcome. You just have like this positive like light. Like even when I saw you at Miami, I'm like, yo, like there's something about this girl. There's something about this girl. Like she's just super cool. And like we didn't talk all the time, but it was like whenever we saw each other,
every time we saw it, we were like,
we just clicked, And so like you're just a great person, and I just want to encourage you, like wherever you are right now, like just keep moving. Like whenever like bad things start to happen, just remember like who you are and remember your why. Like you have to wake up because somebody needs to hear what you have to say.
Yes.
So, I just wanted to encourage you. Like you got this. I'm always here for you. You know that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely connect about the idea. Okay.
Yes, girl.
Because
it needs to be manifested.
It needs to happen.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you so much for taking your time off your day and just speaking with me about this. Because honestly, people need to hear about it. And what a better person than you just living it. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity. Like it was awesome.
No problem.
And I enjoyed it. It was so fun. And it was good to like catch up with you too. So.
Yes, likewise. All right. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. I wish you the best, girl.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.